All right, you're asking for it, so here it is. Listen to this.
I want you folks laughing at we partners pod, kid. You understand? We in here drinking, singing, swinging, all that shit, dog. Sweating, getting wet, all that.
All right. Welcome to the 110th. Wait. Okay. Welcome to the 110th episode of The Drinking Partners. I am your host, Dave Bracey, and this is episode 110 because our player for the 110 is Cordell Stewart, formerly known as Slash for his diversity of skill. We as a podcast can play many different roles for a winning team. So that's from Ed. Shout out to Ed Bailey. Couldn't be here today. He's finally out of hospital. He's getting better at home and hope to have him back soon. So shout out to Ed. And yeah, that's 110, Cordell Stewart. Cordell Stewart is a weirdo. I just want to I don't know, I don't know why I said it, but he is. I'm happy you're hosting Tandem for the day, Dave Bracey. I am joined here with my guest co-host for the day, Terry Jones. Say what up to the people.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for having me here on Drinking Partners. I am the sober partner. I'm 7 years sober, so
he's drinking. It's just water.
Yeah, like literally, there's no lemon in it. It's like not spring. It's just from my man's mountain. Yeah. Like it's actually it does say spring water.
Oh, is it spring water?
At least
it
spring.
ain't from like the tap waters of Allentown.
Yeah. Where it has the filter on it. And they lie, like you go into the water tower. When's the last time you seen a water tower? I saw one like not too long ago and I was excited. I got out of my car and like took a picture of it and shit. It was doing one of those shows in buttfuck PA.
Yeah.
where every show feels like Get Out.
Yeah.
It feels like the movie Get Out. Like, oh yes, I like Tiger Woods too. Oh, good for you. Yeah. Oh shit, you like Tiger Woods?
Yeah, they just start saying random black associated things or whatever. Like I had people, they'll just buy us drinks just cause we're Negroes in the building or whatever, the little bit of the guilt. I'm okay with white guilt, whenever especially when it leads to alcoholic purchases for myself and my friends. So shout out to you guilty white people that are out there at these shows. Please come support us and please buy us drinks.
You go see Get Out, you ain't gonna take another motherfucking drink in your life. You gonna be like, you know what? Yo, I tell people on stage, I be like, yo, I'm getting the fuck out of this town. Yeah. And they laugh and the crowd goes nuts. And I literally start up my car from the stage and I get the fuck out.
Yeah, see, I ain't fancy with the starter or whatever, but I usually don't hang out for too long after that show.
You can't, bro. Like, I always get inboxes like, hey, come out and hang out with us. And I'm like, no. Like, I'm in the middle of a part of Pennsylvania that has no black. Like, the closest black dude is the dude that has, like, whatever he did, he done scared the shit out of all the white people in that area. Yeah. I don't know what he did. I don't know how he survived. But, like, you always get that one black dude that everyone knows his name. And you're like, yo, he done scared the shit out of these people. Either that or...
Yeah,
he's part of it.
Yeah,
he's gonna lure me in like,
Yeah, he's not the type of dude I even want to fuck with, to be honest. I don't know what he's been through out there that long out there secluded. Right? Yeah, I mean that'll change a nigga. That'll he's a different Negro than when you first came out here. So for even to come out here. What the fuck led you here? Yeah, nah.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not interested in this thing that you have here, sir.
Terry Jones, episode 96. If you haven't heard that episode, check that out. It was a great episode. I think we went like 2.5 hours or some shit like that.
Yeah,
like
it was very long.
Yeah,
it was a trip to like Cleveland.
Yeah,
from Pittsburgh.
True.
Like you could listen to the whole podcast if you drive to Cleveland.
Yeah,
or Baltimore, DC.
Yeah, true. Well, yeah, load that up in the morning and let that get you to the lunch break.
Oh, and May 11th, Me and Dave Bracey will be in
May
Maryland.
11th. Yeah, we
at,
will be.
Rocky Gap Casino together.
Rocky Gap Casino, man.
So bring Dave with me.
I'm excited. I don't get out of town too often. Everybody's always like, "Oh, when you come into my city?" I'm like, "Nigga, when you paying me to come to your city?" Like it just don't work. Like I just can't call a nigga and be like, "Yo, I'm coming through." Like, So I'm excited to get out of town for a little bit. Virginia's a nice place. I hear it's for lovers. So we'll see how the state treats us. And that's May 11th.
Yeah, May 11th. Make sure you mark that.
Casino, man. If you're in the Virginia area, DC area, wherever you at, come through.
It's a couple hour drive to the resort, but it's worth it. They'll have like packages for the casinos and stuff like that. So it'll be fun times. Enjoy yourself.
So if you're looking for us, you can find us on Drinking Partners. We are the Drinking Partners. If you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, and Google Play at where are we at under Drinking Partners. And you can find us on IG, Facebook, and Twitter at PartnersPod. 110 episodes, man. We've been asking you, and we will continue to ask you, man. Please rate and review. Hop on iTunes, rate and review. That's how we know what we're doing well. That's how we let others know that we're doing well, and that's how we continue to do well. So please, rate and review. And if you do, we might shout you out. One of your reviews. To this week, we got Los Angeles 422 says, I look forward to every new podcast. I once almost crashed laughing with these two guys. Love the support of local businesses, local comedians, and local breweries. Keep up the great job. So thank you, Los Angeles 422. We appreciate that. I'm glad you made it through that situation. I guess if you're listening to this right now, slow your driving down. Make sure you hands on the wheel, 10 and 12 or whatever, 10 and 2. However that works. I mean,
no matter where he's at. If he's in LA or if he's in Pittsburgh, he can't.
Yeah.
The traffic.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Yeah, man.
Pittsburgh traffic.
Stop and go traffic is the worst. I mean, because you can't even just cruise and kind of forget about it. You always got to be on your game.
Always got to be. Yeah. Son, I be hitting the hazard so hard to avoid people running in the back of my car. Like I just like this is every day. Every day there's an accident in the tunnels, and it's because people freak out. They're scared of tunnels. And they're scared of bridges. Oh yeah. So Pittsburgh is not the place for you to live. That's why we have traffic here. Because you got that one person that's scared of the tunnel, and there's an 18-wheeler.
Don't let there be a light mist of rain. Present. Because then motherfuckers is going you be like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. I watched a dude hop over the rail in the park, the island. In the middle of the parkway. I guess he was texting or Snapchatting or whatever. Was and went up like a movie, like an action movie. It looked like Mad Max. He hit the island and then went in the air. Wow. And I thought he was going to come over to my side, right? So I'm freaking out oh! I always almost die on 376. It doesn't matter when. Yeah. No, most of the road, I come down 65 and 376 and there's never a time. 376 is always the traffic. It doesn't matter what time of the day. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. It's always fucking traffic. There's something going on. It's always fuck 376. And people lose their minds on the road, man. You always gotta be, I'm wondering if you actually do crash because you were laughing at this podcast, if we're liable for that shit. Well, that's something to look into. Actually,
see, I'm gonna have to
put a disclaimer.
I'm gonna have to hit up Dan. I'm gonna have to hit up Dan and see if we can figure that out, because I don't want Los Angeles 422. Thank you for that review. We are going to talk to our lawyers and make sure that we are not liable for any of your injuries if you happen to actually get into an accident in the future. But shout out to the to Los Angeles 422 and thank you for the review. We got bills to pay. So the Hooch app, you've heard about it. Let me give you a little background again, because that's what we do. The Hooch app is a app, and you download it on your phone, right? And if you use the promo code DRINKPOD, right, you get a free drink every day for 30 days. Wow. And it costs you $1. All right, that's a free drink every day for 30 days for $1. 30 drinks for $1. That's the Hooch app. It's available on iTunes and Google Play. It's available at Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh at I keep fucking this Grapparia.
Grapparia? Grapparia.
There it is.
Grapparia?
Grapparia. Motherfucker. Oh.
Yeah, you might want to Google this, how to pronounce it. Because, see, I
it's like, because I kept pronouncing it.
Black people be done just said Grapparia.
I kept pronouncing it wrong, right?
Actually, black people would put an S at the end.
And then I got used to produce. So hold on, let me hear this.
Damn it, Day, it's Grapparia.
It's Grapparia. So if you're in Pittsburgh, shout out to Grapparia. Go down there and show up there every day for a free drink for 30 days, man. Take all their napkins. And also, if you're not in Pittsburgh, if enough people sign up, they'll bring, more places will sign up, they'll bring it to Pittsburgh or whatever. Also, it's available in other major cities, New York City, San Francisco, Hong Kong, Los Angeles, Miami, Dallas, Austin, New Jersey, Phoenix, and San Diego. So that's, if you're in any of those cities, download the Hooch app and go get shit-faced for 30 days and thank us later for $1, man. Again, Hooch app. Promo code DrinkPod, get it for $1. Sweet. Now, if you listen to this and you're like, man, this sounds really smooth, like none of those, those little hisses and clicks and pops and all the weird shit that you get whenever you're just recording like on your phone and uploading to the internet, that's because of Epicast, man. Epicast keeps this thing going. If you're looking to get your podcast to sound better, maybe you want to start your own podcast, you need help promoting event, want to advertise your product on an award-winning podcast, like this one. Again, we didn't say we're the best. Somebody else told us we were the best, and we just kind of, walk around with that. If you want to, advertise on an award-winning podcast, go to epicast.com/services. Fill out the form and tell them the Drinking Partners sent you. Word.
It's a great place to do it.
And then, tell them you know us, tell them you know somebody. Give you the hookup, give you the, so now we got events that are coming up. We got a fuck ton of events. We are dumb busy over the next shit forever. So let me get into these now. March 7th at Buckhead Saloon, I will be down at the Best of the Berg Comedy Showcase down at Buckhead Saloon. There will be Alex Homiak, Colin Chamberlain, Amanda Averill, and Tommy Kupiak. And I'll also be on stage. That's March 7th down at Buckhead Saloon. It's free. It's a free show. Starts at 8:30. If you're out, come through. We'd appreciate to see you. On the 11th, we have a comedy fundraiser for a fallen comedian, a very good man, John Rollage. We will be down at Undo's in Weirton, West Virginia, 7:30 for that show. It's $20 a ticket at the door, and the comics for that are Holly Price, Alan Lee, Brandon Shell, Aaron Kleiber, Johnny Dam, myself, Tim Ross, Chris Kemp, Sean Collier, Shane Dolan, Sean Quinn, and Mike Sasson. It's a comedy fundraiser to help out John's family. And if you're around, we'd love to see you down there. It's all going to a good cause. On the 18th, we have another benefit for my co-host, Ed Bailey. You may have heard of him. He has medical expenses, how it is, and we are throwing a benefit. It's a beer fest / comedy fundraiser. So what that means is that you're getting 8 breweries are going to get you completely shit-faced for 4 hours. That's Green Flash, Alpine Beer, Full Pint, Rheingeist Brewery, Voodoo Brewery, Hitchhiker, Rock Bottom, and Steel City Beer will all be there giving out booze. Studio AM will be catering with food, and there will be music by Millgroves Crossing. Dom Shuck will be DJing in the gallery, and Bill Crawford will be headlining that event. giving you, a good 30 minutes of stand-up to close out the evening. There will also be auction items at this event. So if you're available that evening, even if you're not available that evening, buy the tickets and then give them to somebody that is available that loves beer, because you're not going to find anything like the $20. Like, yeah. And there's only 100 tickets available. So there's going to be way more booze than there are people. So if you're looking for tickets, you can log on to purplepass.com/BaileyFund. Tickets are $20 advance, $25 at the door, but I don't believe we're going to have any available at the door. So please get those in advance. More. Hurry up and say something funny. This is that's the name of the show. It's live at Apis, and this is at 6 p.m. on March. Where the fuck is the date on this bitch? March 20. Where's Buzzy at? I don't think they got a date on this motherfucking flyer. Nope. There. So I'm gonna be there at some point. I don't know. Hey, Buzzy. Hey, what is the date for this Say Something Funny? Because there's no date on this flyer. The 22nd? Yep. March 22nd? Is that? Oh, it is on there. March 22nd. It's in the middle. Oh, shit. How did I not see? Man. All right. Hurry up and say something funny. It's a crowd work comedy presented by Epicast Network. March 22nd down at Live at Apis. I'll be hosting that event. Derek Minto, Ray Zawatney, Tim Ross, Suzanne Lawrence, Samantha Bentley, and Ian McIntosh will be there. There will be a food truck, Evil Swine Barbecue will be in there. Doors are at 6 p.m. It's a free show. Come out and support. It'll be a great, like I said, it's a crowd work show, so you're not going to hear like bits and routines. You're basically going to get fired on if you're in the audience, and they're going to fire on other comedians. So it's a little bit of a different show, kind of a roast show in a sense, and we have a lot of fun with it. So come down March 22nd to see that. March 24th to the 25th. Farm the Table. Farm the Table is they have an annual conference, local food conference, and this year the theme is Growing Roots for Healthy Communities. Now this is down at David L. Lawrence Convention Center, March 24th, 10 a.m. through Saturday the 25th at 5 p.m. It's a 2-day event. The theme this year is Growing Roots for Healthy Communities. They're getting back to their roots. They're excited to be able to bring a cultural perspective to our conference this year. The theme is Growing Roots for Healthy Communities, and it's all about celebrating the diversity and farming and traditional cooking methods that make eating local fun, educational, and enriching. The conference provides consumers with 2 days of networking and educational opportunities, seasonal cooking demonstrations, gardening, and information about the nutritional value of local food are presented by local experts. So yeah, I mean, if you want to eat healthy, you want to eat, sustainably, you want to do so without hurting the environment, come through, they'll teach you how to do all of that. There will also be booze on the second day, Farm the Flask. We will be there. We will be getting absolutely hammered. So come through, come hang out with us and, bring a DD. We encourage that and, get shit-faced. That is March 24th and the 25th, and tickets are... me finding tickets. FarmTheTablePittsburgh.com, I believe. But let me just make a double show. I'm having a tough time with these links up here.
You look like Drake with the BlackBerry when he was freestyling in the booth. Like you trying to scroll through all the shows. Like, yo, March 23rd.
Yeah, tickets are online at FarmTheTablePA.com. So do that. And if you use the promo code DRINKS, you get 20% off of all your tickets. So holla at them. Thank you for that. And we have we have 2 more shows. This is a lot of shit. I didn't realize how much shit we had going on. Brouhaha, 2017 Brouhaha, Hollow Oaks Land Trust Brouhaha. This is March 25th. We will be there. the Hollow Oak Land Trust Brouhaha. Once again, you can enjoy locally brewed craft beers paired with locally grown food samplings. This year we have some new experiences, auctions, and raffles you can bid on while sampling local brews and your souvenir taster's glass. And the prize wheel is back. So there's a prize wheel, $65, and you can find them on. Go to Facebook, man. Brouhaha. Go to the event. That's where we're at with this right now, man. This is, and then last but not least, like we got a March 25th, not March 25th, April 1st. We have the Burning Bridges Comedy Festival coming to Contra Theater. We have two Chicago comedians coming through, two local comedians, and we have Steel City Beer will be coming through with the brew. You know how we do. I mean, we always got some shit. You know what I mean, we drinking on. For the free, it's BYOB. We've got great lineup. Dom will be DJing, and I believe Ed will be hosting that show. Hopefully he will be back for that. So if you're looking for that, again, it's not the last Friday of this month. It's actually April 1st, April Fool's Day. It's part of the Burning Bridges Comedy Festival at Comtra. And if you're looking for tickets, it's at ComtraTheater.ticketleap.com. That's it, man.
Wow. There you go.
That's it.
Good job, man.
Fuck.
You swung through that shit,
man.
Bro. You like half dead over here and
like,
shit. You had a long ass night.
Man,
you sleepy.
It's man.
This dude's what you drinking on though, bro?
I'm drinking a Chinook.
You sipping on?
I'm drinking a Chinook IPA. If anybody is aware of the Chinook IPA, that's a full pint beverage. Delicious. It's danky. What does that come in like a 7, I believe? 7.1%. The IBUs on that is 103. So, again, it's a little hoppy, a little danky, delicious. Shout out to Full Pint, creators of the Hundo. And I believe they have the Hundo on tap still down at the Wild Side and Full Pint in Larryville. So get that before it's gone. So shout out to Full Pint, man. So him. I think that's it, man. So we finally are getting into the interview like 50 minutes into. Like, geez, man, I'm
proud of you, man. You swung through that. My man's over here killing bears. Waiting for his intro.
Yeah, no, he just
went to the bathroom like 12 times.
Like, am I gonna come on at some point? Like,
he looking at us like, yo, what the hell's going on? I'm a guest like you. I'm sitting here like, hey, I'm here for the ride. Like I'm like Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get tired.
True. You know I'm here.
But nah.
I'm excited to introduce our next guest. He's been doing a lot of great things in the city, a lot of great things for artists in the community. It's been an establishment, and a lot of our friends have gone through and have done great things as a result of them, and in the city. We're glad to introduce Jason Sauer.
Hello.
Is that how you pronounce it? Sauer?
Sour, just like the heating and air conditioning.
Nice. Say what up to the people, I guess.
Hello.
There it is.
Yeah, my wife said I better do a good job.
All right, well, you got the wife listening.
That's
Pressure.
Yeah.
No pressure.
You don't want to be that guy. You go home and she's like, you suck.
You should have said these 8 things. Instead, you drank.
So are you the owner, the curator of Most Wanted?
Good question. I am the owner of Most Wanted Fine Art. Mm-hmm. Been there 11 years there in Garfield. Been on Penn Avenue for a long time. And then a few years ago, I met my wife, and she's like, I can do a better job than you. And so she had to wait out that, because it was like a 2-year, I had a 2-year window of things already happening.
Yeah.
About a year into it, she's like, I'm going to start planning on mine. And so she's now the curator, director, programmer of Most Wanted Fine Art.
Nice.
And my job is to keep the electric on, keep the walls painted, and in some ways be the mouthpiece. And she makes sure I do all that. Her name is Nina. Shout out Nina. From North Carolina. Okay. So I've been there for a minute. We do art shows every 30 days, so every first Friday on Penn Avenue. That's kind of why I moved there, was the strength of the Penn Avenue First Fridays. I looked at Larryville, I looked at Northside, so many places when I moved to Pittsburgh to where am I going to buy a building and set up this community service / art gallery. And Penn Avenue it just come out to me that they already had the strength of the first Friday, so
Yeah.
I just jumped right in and we bought a building. We threw parties on the sidewalk until the building was ready to open. We opened the building and I don't know what we've had. I've hung like 15,000 paintings and
Yeesh.
and I've helped out 1,500 artists or something. But the idea is that we're giving voice to people who don't necessarily have the megaphone that we have, and we want to make sure that we do it right. And I have a lot of guidance along the way.
So you that crawl is absolutely insane. I remember living on the East End and doing like that was one of the few things that I could afford to do.
I do say that. Bring a date. Until we look cultural.
Yeah, I mean, like I would walk in, and then like some places would have like beer, and I was like, "Is this a setup? Like, is this I'm allowed to drink this shit?" Like, I mean, it was amazing. I mean, because I was dead broke and poor. I'm still dead broke and poor, but I can afford beer these days. It's about the old exchange, but it's always been super dope. We actually did a show at Most Wanted like a couple years ago. With Chris Mohan, I believe, put it together, or was it Gio Adesanya? One of those two. I know they were both there, but no, we appreciate I just appreciate the establishment and what it's done for the community over the years. You drive a car that says most famous most famous artist in America. How did you earn that title?
I gave it to myself. I got a title that said Pittsburgh's most famous artist. And I was like, all right, well, I accomplished that, so let's move on to America. So I gave myself the hashtag America's best known artist.
I love that. Does that make people mad?
I hope their butt hurt, but no one tells me anything. So they kind of some people come to me butt hurt.
Oh yeah, because
wait, they actually come to you like, no, that's my title, bro.
It's a bit of a resume pissing contest, and everybody wants to be Warhol, and they're not putting in the effort. So Damn.
Everybody wants to be famous, so nobody want to put the work in.
Hey, it's true. It's interesting. Eastside is a perfect area. My family's from Garfield.
Really?
So. Yeah, so growing up, I spent a lot of time on Kincaid Street, 5400 block. So,
okay.
Penn Avenue was like where we did a lot of stuff. Like we would always be at Pennacon Dairy when we were kids, and the Korean stores down the way. So, no, your gallery has done a lot for a lot of artists that I actually know within the city. So it's really a good thing for Pittsburgh to show off an art scene. Pittsburgh has one of the most artistic and talented cities in America, but it's just odd sometimes where we don't get the recognition that we pretty much deserve. So it's really good to have a spotlight. Like you said, you have the megaphone for the artists to show off their work. Like I was an art major at one time, but it was just like we did art and we just showed it off in school and stuff like that. There was really no places at the time to show it.
Right. Well, as we travel America, we find that Pittsburgh has a really good reputation.
Yeah.
It's like, as far as the Rust Belt goes, it's the shining example of the Rust Belt. Mm-hmm. If you put a shirt on, if you sell shirts that either say Pittsburgh or Detroit, people are going to buy those shirts. If they're like from Europe, they're going to buy that shirt because it shows, American muscle, American steel. Mm-hmm. And Pittsburgh has that smoky, stereotype where I'm like, I've been here, 11, 12 years. I haven't seen any smoke. So I don't know how this is like a stereotype still anymore, but people still think that. And they, when we hit the streets out there, we have, I have my flyers and my bulletin newspaper from the Bloomfield Garfield Corporation. And we tell people that, Pittsburgh and Penn Avenue is a wonderful place to make art because everyone's, broke and struggling, and that's a good place to make art. And that's a good place where you have a story to tell about your struggle. You're not just making abstract art, we're throwing paint on a canvas, but you're like telling a story. And that's what I love about Pittsburgh is that everyone here has a little bit of struggle in their story, and that that struggle really translates well to a universal, appeal. So when we hit the streets, like I said, when we go to Cleveland, we go to Washington, or when we were out there in L.A. with my friends, the people understand. They're like, these Pittsburgh guys, they have a street cred that we can't buy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what Pittsburgh is. It's like it has its own universal, and I love it. And I love that Pittsburgh has loved me from the beginning, and I love to shout Pittsburgh from the roof and wherever I go.
I feel like Pittsburgh has a better reputation outside of Pittsburgh.
It does.
That's the thing that I've when I leave the city, people were like, oh yeah, they act like they like Pittsburgh. They got a story or a friend, or they're from there, or a family member, or you know what I mean, and they love the sports and they know they know artists. When I leave the city, they know comedians from there, and they're like, oh, I hear that's a great comedy town. But I don't hear that in Pittsburgh. I don't hear Pittsburghers say, this is a great comedy town. But when I leave Pittsburgh, people are like, oh, Pittsburgh's a great comedy town. It's so, and just arts in general, it's becoming more of that. I think people are starting to kind of come into that and understand that, art is kind of more prevalent, and it's, but it's a slow burn.
It is. It's a marathon. We're not Phoenix. It's not a sprint. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what makes it great. And I really like that. I mean, we're encouraging people to move here. Move here and make your art here. It's an affordable place. You can have an international art presence from Pittsburgh. The airport works. You can go anywhere. You can only need one job in Pittsburgh, and then you only need a part-time job, honestly. And you can live here and just do your thing. And Pittsburgh really supports you. I mean, maybe not financially, but they support you emotionally. And they're really cool. At least they are in my circles.
I think the funny thing about Pittsburgh, when we were talking about how popular Pittsburgh is outside of Pittsburgh, there's Stiller bars in Italy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. There's Stiller bars all over the country. Pittsburgh does a great job of exporting talent. Mm-hmm. Whether it's we have Mark Cuban
hemorrhaging at a high rate. Right.
It's really good at even the artists that we have, musicians, things like that. But this is the city that tells you ain't gonna be shit, and then you make it, and then they go, "Hey, see, if I didn't tell you wasn't gonna be shit, you wouldn't have been shit." That's just how Pittsburgh is. So where are you originally from?
I'm from an hour north, from Mercer County.
Okay, I know what that is.
Yeah, I joined the Army never to come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was living out west, and I got a job at CCAC. So I moved here, and I couldn't believe it. And they treated me really great. And I was like, oh, my God, I got to get a building. I want to do this art thing real. It's the most important thing I can do.
Yeah.
So I found a building in Garfield. I was hanging out in Bloomfield, and my cousin was there in Bloomfield. And she had a son about 8 years old. I come home from work. He got one of them plastic pools out there on the concrete. And so I jump in with him. And I'm telling him my dream about owning an art gallery. And the 9-year-old girl walks past. She's like, my mom sells buildings to artists. I'm like, well, let me meet your mom. How about this? That's awesome. So I'm
trying to meet your mom, too. I mean,
but 8 and 9-year-old helped me buy this building.
Did they get a cut of this?
I still support them.
I hope they got a percentage of the sale.
Yeah.
They're pitching it. It's
it was pretty cool. Yeah, it was just up the street from Bloomfield. So I saw the building. I wrote a proposal. I got a grant. I helped out. Ravenstall was the mayor back then. And he helped me out with facade grants. I got some of those cool doors that we open up in the summertime. Sweet. And we just been had a head of steam ever since. We're just moving like freight train through the neighborhood, which is really great. I mean, I have a community service in the neighborhood that I love to talk about, and I think what Penn Avenue is doing is really smart and good because it's moving in a. It may seem fast to some people, but it's moving in a super slow pace. Like if you watch in other cities like Frankstown or Fishtown, in Philadelphia, that thing went from $100,000 to $1 million in 2 years, and you're like, dang man, how was anybody to buy in on that?
Yep.
And Garfield still has a buy-in rate that's not terribly expensive. That you can come to Garfield, Lawrenceville has already turned that corner.
Yeah, that's you're done.
You're coming in with investors at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like South Side. So and Bloomfield just isn't going to change hands. So what you got left is East Liberty, and then it's pushing back in Garfield. So that's where it's at in the East End.
Because I remember people buying homes in Garfield for like $10,000, and now they're like about to be $100,000. And
that's the truth.
So yeah, it's dope that you hopped in when you did. To get the building.
I was very lucky and very humble for it.
So that's great, man. My cousin's an artist in Cleveland. You mentioned Cleveland.
Oh,
actually. Yeah. So
we did the Cleveland Waterloo Festival, which is up there. It's very similar to Penn Avenue. Okay. And so I usually take 7 to 10 artists here from Pittsburgh just to get them out of town and show them what's up and happening in the other parts of town. So we participate in the live arts up there, and we're reigning. We've yet to lose the live art battle in Cleveland, so we're like 4 years strong. Go Pittsburgh!
This is why he's America's greatest artist.
There it is. There it is.
I love that title.
I love it too. I got a vanity Instagram that matches it.
So tell us about your cars, because I've always seen some like crazy like car on like your post, and like it's all like. It's just wild, and then your actual car. I didn't think you actually. And then your actual car is like spray painted and graffitied up or whatever. Like, tell us your sick obsession with these cars and how you.
I grew up in a junkyard up in Mercer County. My grandfather's from Lawrenceville. He met my grandmother up there, and he moved his garage, which was across the street from Round Corner Cantina. That empty lot was once my grandfather's garage. He moved it up north. I grew up with my grandma and grandpa, and I was encouraged to be an artist from the beginning, so I was allowed to spray paint all the cars in the junkyard as a thing. And so I just kind of carried that through, and then I fell in love with this thing called Demolition Derby, where I smash cars. Last car running wins. I've been doing that for 22 years. Wow. Then I went to grad school and wrote a manifesto about it being a high art / folk art, and just kind of really found that it was like an American art form that was similar to the rodeo, but it's Detroit metal. It's what do you do with these things before you take them to the crusher? You work on them all day. And there's nothing more exciting, like, say you're at Walmart parking lot in Christmas and you're frustrated, and, what'll be great is just running all these damn cars. Just every one.
Oh, my God,
every
man.
damn car.
How many times I fantasize about just plowing the car in front of me.
Yes.
Especially when you're going the speed limit in the left lane and you're driving right next to a motherfucker and it's nothing but, like, green in front of you. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you
That's
mother...
That's it. So we knock all the windows out, move the gas tank in the back seat, put the battery up beside you, and strap that seatbelt on real tight, put a helmet on, and go out there.
Yeah, I was always wondered, like, how you guys do all that crashing without, like, getting fucked up.
You gotta stay loose, stretch.
Is it okay to drunk drive in this situation?
Unofficially.
Unofficially.
Are there six packs in the area?
Well, I do know at some national events that they do give you a breathalyzer before you pull it on the track. The ones that are like on pay-per-view.
Because you don't want to like crash into anybody, right?
Well, the goal is don't hit anybody in the driver's door at a high rate of speed.
Oh, gotcha.
You can gently bump a driver's door if you got a point to prove. You said something on Facebook.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I'm up against your door here, and this 2,000-pound car is like inches from you. So
a little check. Yeah, you got a little car check. Like,
what's up, buddy? Yeah. So, but the idea is like, you just drive the car in reverse as fast as it can possibly go, and like you try to run into the guy that's furthest away, and you want to just flip him over or whatever you can with that car.
Yeah,
and it's a blast.
That's awesome.
How long does a car last? Like,
well, I mean, if you build them like an artist like me, like 3 or 4 minutes. But if you build them like a mechanic, like they'll last like a half hour.
Well, I'm saying like how long, like how often, how long does a car, like how many times can you? Just once, and then
4 minutes.
It's about done, and then you get a new car.
Every time. That's what fuels my obsession is I get to buy cars, like 4 or 5 cars a year.
Gotcha.
Yeah, It's real good. I know exactly what I'm shopping for. I go down to Virginia, and I'll be following you down to Virginia. We'll go down there. We'll go down to Texas, and we'll find some cool cars. We'll put them on the trailer and bring them back. But I love spray painting cars, man. I love having a car out front all spray painted. I got a truck spray painted. I got the 73 Buick spray painted. So I was I never really fit into car shows. I went to Philadelphia. I was asked by the promoter to come out in Philadelphia, bring your car. And they started booing me. It was the first time I've ever been booed at a car show. They're like, boo. Get that car out of here. They made me park on the other side of the block. The promoter's like, what's happening? I'm like, no one likes me. And they're like, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the beer distributor. You're going to get a case of beer and start just passing it out. He goes, so I started right at the Cadillac Club. I'm like, hi, Cadillac buddies. Here's some beers. They're like, okay, you can park your car across the street. So I had a 76 Cutlass T-top. It was all smashed up, but it was the loudest thing at the car show. So when I pulled it off the trailer, all the little kids are like immediately gravitated toward that big old thing. Sure. It's awesome. So I got a 73 Buick that I drive around the city. I encourage my other friends to buy 70s cars, and we try to keep them 70s cars running here in the city of Pittsburgh. My buddy's got a Cadillac. My other buddy's got a Regal. And, we try to do that thing that, it's popular down south because the cars don't rust out.
When I lived in Alabama, that was the big thing. Get a big body.
Oh, the big bodies?
Big bodies
with
the vehicle.
Yeah.
I had an 88 Lincoln Town Car down there.
Yeah.
I thought it was the truth.
Yeah, them Cutlasses is king down there. The Cutlasses, the big bodies, and the Crown Vics and all them with on the 22s and the 28s and shit.
That's
this shit is like, it's wild. It's a whole nother culture down south. And like everybody got it. Like you might see one or two up here and you'd be like, oh, that's something crazy. But that's just like in rush hour traffic, you'll probably spot like 13, 14 of them motherfuckers.
Yeah,
like,
it's true.
With big ass
rims, sound, pounding stereo.
So why the 70s? Because it seems like you like that seems to be your time era for vehicles. Is there a specific reason?
That's the year on Ralph Nader came out with a safety report from his grad school stint. And that's when safety harnesses, radial tires, and cars were designed to bend upwards.
Yeah.
Downwards. So back in the day, in the late 60s, early 70s, cars folded up like a taco. So if you get in an accident, the car folded up, but the car didn't stop. It just kept rolling down the hill and hit other cars. So after Ralph Nader wrote his report, we took the horsepower away. The cars used to be 350 horses. For grandma could buy a 350 horse Nova in 1972 with radial tires, which means that thing never held a straight line.
Yeah.
And, so it just wasn't safe. They just kept building and building and building, and the average human couldn't maintain these cars and operate them safely.
Yeah.
So that's the car we want. We want we want that car. So back in the 70s, the cars were still welded by hand. And they had really big frames because they were designed to hold all this weight. And the cars were literally the land yachts. And so 74, 75, 76, 73 on either end. But 74 and 75 was the biggest car that Detroit made. And that's the one you want. Nowadays, Ford with their robotic welding, the 98 and newer ubiquitous Crown Vic is the only car that Detroit's ever made that can compete against the 74 Impala. Yeah. So now that car is everywhere because it was a taxi cab, or police car.
Yeah, and fucking cops. I hate people that drive them motherfuckers. Like, if you drive a Crown Vic or a Ford Taurus or a Dodge Charger and it's all blacked out or whatever the fuck, and you go fuck yourselves. I hate you.
Those dudes owed me like 50 half joints.
Yo, like
especially at night when you're driving and
you see them lights, you see them in the back because you
start freaking out and shit.
Because you know the lights. Yeah, I mean, right. Like if you see them in your back, you're like, this is that a
you're like all of a sudden is it 35 or is it 40? Oh my god, slow down, brake check.
And then some motherfuckers even have the audacity to drive old cop cars. Like they just don't have the numbers on. So like you'll be pulling up and it'll be a black and white and you don't realize it's like it's not actually a cop until because they still got the mirrors on the side and shit.
And that light
right the light right there or whatever. Like it's crazy. Like, yo, who are you? What made you? Listen, if you go and buy a fucking, I understand people got to A to B or whatever. One, just don't buy the fucking thing. There's other cars, there's other options. But if you have to, at least paint that bitch. Like, exactly. I mean, hit up Mr. Sauer over here. Have him spray paint that shit.
I'll paint that shit tight.
So like, say not a cop on the back, on the bumper or some shit. Like, put a baby on board sign, something like that. You know what I mean? Some kind of. Man, they fucking pissed me. I actually, I rented. I rented a Taurus.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because like it was a black Taurus or whatever. And like I had to go to Philly, and the whole time I was like on the road, I kept seeing cars just like slow and shit, and it fucked up my commute because people just automatically just like start slowing down when I got around. So like I never could get past like 65, 70 because everywhere I went, people wouldn't like they wouldn't move over or whatever. They would just slow the fuck down.
It was like, oh shit, it's the boys. Yo, you know what's wild about that? When I lived in Huntsville, Alabama for a year to walk on to play football, and there was a guy that we did security with, and he had an old Crown Vic like Blues Brothers car. You know what I'm saying? So he had to get out, and the campus police of this one college, Oakwood College, where Brian McKnight went to college, right? They were chasing him out because like we had went over there or whatever, and they chased him, and they thought they were gonna like flag him. Well, because he had this vehicle, he was gone. Yeah, and he bought it. It was an old police car. Mm-hmm. That's how he purchased it.
So it
had the thing on the side, and they literally painted it white. Like, remember when kids used to steal bikes in the hood and they would just spray paint the whole bike white? That's what he did with this car. Like, it was just all white. Like, not even like clean white. It was just like someone just took plaster and just took a fucking brush, and he just fucking bounced with that shit, bro. Like, I was like, I understand why you did that.
Yeah, no, those engines are ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, the older engines are that. I see why you say that. So what's your favorite vehicle then from that time era?
I like Buicks. I'm a Buick fan. Okay. So I like a 74 Deuce and a half to 225. Yep. But I am really loving like the 09 Lincoln Town Car, the big bubble. I love that thing.
Oh,
There's something about that. It's real comfortable. It's like sitting on a couch, front seat, back seat.
It floats. Yeah. I actually ran into one of those motherfuckers, right? In a Honda Accord.
Oh, your shit was destroyed.
And my shit, like it pushed the shit, like airbags went off and shit. Like my whole there was a dent in this bumper.
That's it.
That was it.
That's
that
tight.
And I was like, what's? And then when it came back, they said like the tailpipe was bent. That was the damage. Like my shit was total. Yeah, I mean, and it had a dent in the bumper. Like, the motherfuckers are tanks.
Oh yeah, my '88 Lincoln Town Car was a fucking tank. Like the engine.
It's a square body.
Yeah, it was square body. It looked like this couch that he's sitting on. Right now. Like that was the seat. True. You know, like when you had chicks in there, they was like, oh, this is comfy, but I had no heater air in it. Like, did it had a barred
seat or whatever? What do you
the bench seat?
Yeah, the bench seat. It went all the way across.
Yeah,
so it had the bench seat. Like my dad had an older Ford truck that had a bench seat too, and bench seating was the shit, man. Because like you could
get all your friends,
everybody in there, man.
And it was,
and if you had like a little,
I was saying it was nice to bop in. They was perfect. That was the perfect bop. Yo.
I don't know if you try to bop in any of these newer vehicles. But that shit is impossible.
It's difficult. Yeah, it is.
The cops caught me once. That's how difficult it was. They knocked on the fucking door and was like, oh, so what are you doing? And I had long hair at the time, so I looked like the Crow. I was like sweating and just come out like, oh, I'm doing nothing. They're like, oh, well, why is your shirt off and you're sweaty? I was like, look here, man, I'm fucking. Like, we know, just leave.
I feel like as a cop, like you guys be like, look, man, you know what I mean? I feel you. Get it off and get out of here. Yeah,
you gotta, all right, because it was like the day before Christmas Eve or some shit. So they was like, oh, all right.
Bopping ain't the same with bucket seats, man. Like it's a whole nother motherfucking thing. Like
it is. And try parking them shits now. Try parking them in today's fucking streets.
Oh,
like,
those bench
back
seats?
then, like you could parallel parking the big body vehicles. Like there's no parking space.
Nah.
It's like
nah.
It's almost that's the only part that sucks. Like down south, there's enough room in parking spaces in certain areas.
Yeah, because the streets are wide. Like
it's built for that.
Yeah, there's just so much open space down there, and the cities up here. Nah.
I do wonder that. I mean, Pittsburgh was like really popular in like the 60s and 70s, so everybody probably had a new car.
Yeah,
so
they did.
Where the hell did they park that car at? You know what I mean? Seriously.
I think
how
there
they
was
get around
room.
these snowy ass roads?
I think there was room, bro. I really do think there was room. Like, cause now you compensate. Like, if like I have a MKZ, so when I park my car, it's like, okay, this can fit in between possibly a Ford Taurus and a fucking Focus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like anything outside of that, it's like I'm fucked.
Mm-hmm. Maybe like not everybody had a car back then. I was thinking, like, you know,
No, they had.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
They
it
all
wasn't
had
as
pickup
much
trucks in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't as much shit. I have no idea, man. But parking is a bitch these days, like every fucking where.
It
There's no place in the city that's just like, oh yeah, it's cool. Like when I'm coming to the city, I'm already thinking about a parking spot. Like I'm thinking of the places I could park and everybody got a little space somewhere.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Tucked away in the city. Like, oh, this is my go-to. And then when you go to your go-to, somebody's in it. You're like,
someone found my go-to.
Yeah.
Like on Southside.
Southside. Oh, I got a couple little tuck spots. Like,
People be like, why don't you do a headline show at Rex Theater? And I'm like, why don't you go down and see the parking?
Yeah, that's true. Like Club Cafe, all the places down there, man. That shit is, man. You get down there past like 7 o'clock, it's curtains,
that's a
man.
wrap.
It's impossible. Yeah.
And you got the destruction vehicles, man. Like
I try to park directly out front. That's my.
I would
thing.
just ram people.
I seriously, yeah.
I would hit people.
I do.
I honestly
push
want to
him.
get a car.
I
Just
push
to do
him.
that.
Do you push them?
I got caught by this one guy. Like I just totally.
Yes.
I was pushing him. He was already putting money in the meter down the block, and I was already pushing him. He come up to my window, was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, my bad.
I love it.
He was really upset.
Yeah, yo, I watched
You
someone.
gotta throw water in his face and peel off. Like,
That's a Curb Your Enthusiasm moment. Like the music was playing as dude knocked on his window. JB Smooth came out like, what the fuck going on here? What the fuck? You pushing my car? Like, yo, son. Yeah. Yo, I watched someone push someone's vehicle at a Pitt Panthers game, yo. He pushed it down the hill and it hit another car. And then he backed up to make it seem like it wasn't him. I was like,
I didn't know this was a thing that people did. Like,
You didn't know people push?
Man, no, hell no.
I was thinking about pushing some motherfuckers today, though. I just don't want to fuck up my vehicle.
Yeah, like I just care enough about I just have never not cared enough about my vehicle to like want to do that to somebody else. Like I've done a little kiss. I'll kiss a bumper here and there or whatever. And I know that like in the city, you just gotta like your bumpers is just whatever the fuck. Like scratches and shit like that. I used to get pissed like when I have a good car, you know, keep me nice and clean or whatever, and then I come out and be a little. And you can't do that in the city, man. Yeah, like
Not inner city.
No, not in the city at all. Like you're gonna get something, and you're lucky if you just get it straight. The motherfuckers out in New York, they got them bumpers and shit on their shit. Like it's real deal out there. You know what I mean?
Bro, just get bumpers. Like
that's what I'm saying. The bumper bumpers.
Bumper bumpers. Like
when I first saw that shit, I was like, oh, they out here. Like they for real out here. Like if I had one of them, I wouldn't even try to not bump a motherfucker. I would just be
That's the one you know when to stop. You're like, all right, that was 3-4 inches. Okay, we're good. Move forward.
Yeah, like instead of a curb check, you're just doing a bumper check. Like
Yeah, that's what that guy caught me doing. I was bumper checking all the way to his headlights.
So, what's your dream vehicle? I need to know this because, like, it's rare that I really get a chance to like talk to people that are really into cars. Like, everybody's into bullshit cars since Fast and the Furious.
Yeah,
like growing up as a kid, Fast and the Furious came out. So, not saying that those cars are shitty. I still get excited when I see a Toyota Supra. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
but
I do love
it's
Supra.
just like. You know, everybody, like, remember when that movie came out, you had all these kids getting these kits for their cars, nothing done to the engine, just a fucking loud tailpipe that they put on, and they just drove around that looked like street racers and put bumper stickers. They wasn't street racing shit. They could barely go 60 miles per hour in their Honda Accords. Like, so, like, for you as, you know, you're a driver, you collect vehicles, what is your dream car?
My dream car. Good question.
That's why he's here.
Thanks, man. I mean, it's still in the 70s. I mean, you mentioned earlier the Blues Brothers car. That was like a 74 Dodge Monaco or something.
Yeah.
That was a great car. I like the 75 Thunderbird. It came with like white leather interior.
Those are nice.
You know, it was a 2-door. It was meant to be slow and fast at the same time because it's a lumbering giant, but it had a huge motor in it. Yeah. You know, I probably have to go with the pickup truck. I think
that's your dream vehicle.
I think like I don't dream about Mercedes or Ferrari. I dream about like a 1970 Dodge pickup truck that has like a 2012 Lincoln Town Car under it. So I'm I'm in my brain. I'm like a builder. I want to build something that has like all the amenities, like cruise control, air conditioning, disc brakes. I dream about all that, but I want the classic styling of something old.
Yeah.
So I want to have like the dudes that are like, you want like that old 1970s Dodge Charger, but you want the 2017 Hellcat in it.
Yeah.
So that way it starts in winter. You know what I mean? You want to be able to do that. I don't know. I kind of like to get, if I had a dream car, I want to get one of them 1980s Mercedes Diplomat bulletproof cars.
I know exactly. You talking about the joint from like
it's like a land yacht that has 3 inches of steel and like glass in it.
It was like they had it in Living Daylights with James Bond, I think.
Yeah,
the one with I forget that James Bond's name, but Timothy whatever. But yeah, he only did 2 movies. But yeah, like I know what vehicle you're talking about, because that was a very popular one that a lot of people still try to get.
Yeah, like and there's not a lot of them. I think that'd be cool to drive around in a bulletproof car.
Yeah, I agree.
Bulletproof car. Yeah.
Only time you get that is when you play GTA nowadays. Like, bulletproof. I think 50 Cent had a bulletproof vehicle because he's so paranoid at one time.
Well, old boy just got his shit shot up. Some rapper or whatever, Young Dolph or whatever, had his shit. Like there was like 100 bullets in it, but it was bulletproof or whatever. I mean, if I had a bulletproof car, I might just start beef. Just cause I just roll through the hood and just yell wild shit at people and just watch them shoot at me
just roll down your window a crack, be like,
whatever hood I'm in and shit. Right. Fuck Homewood. They be like, nigga, what? And then just sit there like
put a hole in it like in Dawn of the Dead, the remake, when they had the chains going through, just drive through like just fucking people's cribs up.
Snapchat that shit. Look at these niggas shoot at me. Look at it. Oh, he ran out. He ran out of clip. You know he can't afford more bullets. You're broke, nigga. Go buy some more bullets. I just say wild shit to motherfuckers if I had you couldn't tell me shit, man. That's why I can't have too much power. I can't. It just I would be corrupt as fuck. You couldn't put me in any position like a president or
at least you honest.
Like
I ain't voting for your ass. Like I'm glad you told me now.
If I ever run for office, do not vote for me, my nigga. I'm getting all the little kickbacks. Like I'm walking into the building like I own that shit. Like nigga, I'm comptroller out this bitch.
I like a lot of the old. It's funny, man, because there's so many muscle vehicles that were so good in the 70s. I know there's a lot of popular ones from the 60s, but like, you had your Mustangs in the 70s, and then Chargers were amazing looking, and then you had like Camaro, which was like
that was
the
hot.
God of a muscle car. So
Z28, yeah.
Oh yeah, because ain't nothing like the all black with like a white stripe or something like that, or you get the all black. Mad Max called it the black on black. Yeah. So I always look at muscle vehicles the same way. So I know you like a lot of those vehicles. Are you into the muscle cars, or do you like really just like the smooth, like I'm about to play Ron Isley, diamond in the back kind of vehicle?
That's it. Yeah. I think when I was younger, I was into the 2-door, but as I got older, I like grew into the 4-door. I really like to go slow so that everyone sees me. I'm totally waving. I'm running for mayor. Hey, what's up? But like, what got you into a Lincoln? You know what I mean?
Well, it's wild because my favorite car is Audi. Okay, so I grew up with my parents had Audis. So, we would have like an Audi, and then I was just, I love Audis. I love Audis. I love the Audi TT 2000 was like my favorite because that was on Gran Turismo. And I remember we'd get play that game. And so my dad had Cadillacs, Lincolns, and Audis, and he would get the older Cadillacs. So growing up, I would be on the bench seat in the middle as a toddler. And I remember when I moved to Alabama, my freshman year of college, we got a Lincoln Town Car for like $1,000. An 88 Lincoln Town Car, all black. Oh, yeah. It looked like a hearse. Like it was huge. It had the trunk space. The only thing it needed was heat and air. It didn't have that. And it gets cold and it gets really hot, and like Huntsville. So, when it was hot, like we was kind of struggling. Yeah. But I was one of the only students with a vehicle, so all the people's was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, we going to Walmart,"
Yeah.
and I worked security in like different clubs and stuff. So the strength of that vehicle, how fast it moved, how you could repair it easy, everything about it was quality. And that was like one of the first vehicles. Like when I had the Audi, man, I had a 92 Audi. I was getting hydraulic fluid. I was adding stuff to it. I was getting like, different parts that had to be imported. My dad would have to go to the junkyard because that was the hustle.
Yeah.
You go to the junkyard, get the part from a busted foreign vehicle, and you get it cheaper. Well, a lot of junkyards started catching on to this hustle. And then once the internet started booming, they start selling the parts for more and getting a good money out of it. So, the Lincoln Town Car just spoke to me. So in 2012, like I had a Mercury Milan in 08 and this was like when I started like really get moving in comedy and I was like going on the road, I would take that Mercury with me. Well, once I started building credit, got work and stuff like that, me and my dad, we both went and got Lincoln. So he's like, in 2012, we're going to get it. So I got the MKZ 2012 one and it was cool. Mm-hmm. It was kind of cursed because all this bad stuff kept happening to this particular car, but it was a really good vehicle. Then I got the 2015 when that time came. And ever since then, I was just like, I had so much success with the 2012. When I hopped into 2015, I was like, yo, Lincoln is like my car now. Like I have to, like I have the bat. I'm obsessed with Batman. So I got the bat symbol on the screen and, in the original Bat mobile, another reason I'm into Lincoln, 1966 Batmobile is a Lincoln. It was a Lincoln prototype.
With the,
and they used it.
With
so,
him and the Boy Wonder?
Yeah. Yep. So Adam West, that was, so that's really what got me into Lincoln where I was like, yo, these vehicles are dope. I mean, I think the Green Hornets vehicle is like a Chrysler or something.
Yeah, what is the Green Hornets vehicle?
I thought it was a 66 Lincoln Suicide.
No, everyone thought it was a Lincoln. It's actually something else. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I agree. Lincoln is my first car tattoo. I've gotten a Plymouth one and a Buick one. But I had a lot of Lincolns. When I first moved to Pittsburgh, I had a 75 Lincoln.
Okay.
And I love that thing. I would haul it up and down 376, just like move out the way. I'm like, here I come.
Engine, man. Like, it's like.
It was huge.
Yeah. What did you have?
460. Yeah, the big one.
Yeah.
Oof.
The
they
big
had
block.
like Hemis and 8 cylinders in these vehicles, bro. And it was moving.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. I love so that's what I'm saying. That they made Lincoln Town Car to like 2012, and that's the one I'd want. I want the last one they ever made.
Well, there's the new. Now they're trying to bring back the Continental.
Yeah,
which it's
that Continental
nice.
Looks gorgeous.
It is, but it's not for the price.
No, it's like 70 grand, and it's not huge.
Yeah, like if I'm gonna spend $100,000 on, like if you really want like the nice one, if you're going to spend $100,000 on that, you might as well get like the basic Bentley, or like or like something like that because at least you'll get like an umbrella.
Yeah, I would never be able to afford it. I just think it's a dope looking car, and I think it's one of those type of things that like if you got the money to buy it, I don't think you really care about like if it's small or whatever. Like because. I mean, you got it.
You're probably not living inner city with the rest of us.
Yeah, no,
I'll be running into it.
Yeah. You're not bringing that to the city too often.
You're a lawyer who lives in Cranberry.
Yeah,
who drives from Cranberry to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, your garage is a drive-through. The car's never seen reverse.
Yeah. So it's like ain't nobody really doing that with that vehicle for real.
No, my dream is the A7. I will own one of those.
The Audi?
Yeah, the A7.
Oh, yeah.
It is. Mm-hmm. It's just. I mean, I've always been an Audi fan. I've always just been a German fan. All of everything that comes out of Volkswagen, the Volkswagens, the Porsches, the Bentleys and all that.
They do a good job crafting vehicles. I must say.
Yeah, I mean, like all of that comes out of it. And like Audi is just. I mean, I've always liked. Like kind of the simplicity in the design or whatever, but like also that like they're sporty, and they're like because you have the Beamers and the Mercedes or whatever, and there's a certain crowd for that. But like Audi was always for me always kind of was like the like the slept on brand, you know what I mean, in a sense. I mean, when it came to like BMW and Mercedes, whatever, was like the third, you know what I mean, folks or whatever.
That's amongst black people, bro. Because black folk had no idea what the hell Audi was.
Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck it was.
Like, this is how black people will get a 1965 busted ass rusty BMW just to say they have a BMW.
So
it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where like BMW and Benz were always hot. Like, I was listening to a rap song, Camp Low, and they mentioned like Montero Sports, and I was like, when is the last time someone mentioned a fucking Montero? Like, my mom had a Montero in 2000. That was like the last dope one, Mitsubishi Montero in 2000. And like 2000, 2001 or whatever. But like, you know, Audi was always slept on because people didn't really know about it in the hood.
Yeah, no, I didn't know about it.
And then like eventually like a rapper who was like hep enough mentioned Audis or some shit, or had them in the and then everybody was like, because when I had one in high school, I graduated 2005, so like cats was clowning me. Like, I had a 92 Audi. They was like, man, whatever. Like, no chicks. Wow. It wasn't like I was getting females. Like, the dude with the Escalade, he was the one getting all the chicks, like, after football practice, and I'm just driving my... Look, tan leather seats, auburn color with sparkles, like the sparkly paint. Still didn't get no... Like, like, it was just...
Wow. They
didn't understand. Shit. But it was a great vehicle. Like, it was a 92, and it lasted up till... 2005.
Yeah, no, I mean,
private owner had
they build them great. I mean, when they break hard, like you said. I mean, they over-engineer the fuck out of them things, and just to get to the most basic shit is ridiculous. But a lot of those cars nowadays, like, they're just over-engineered. Like, I mean, none of it is simple. It's all computers and shit. Some guy was telling me how like a bumper was like $5,000 in work because of all the sensors that they put in that shit. Like, you know, so I mean, at this point, anytime a car has any issues, you're going to be paying out your ass. But I mean, they're just gorgeous fucking vehicles, and they drive well. So you guys, wait, you guys have like, you guys moving? You got a new spot coming up?
We're doing our best to build a museum. Yes.
Okay, tell us about that.
So, it's a museum for the things that we do well at Most Wanted Fine Art. Most Wanted Fine Art does our community service really well and our artistic programming, but we're also building it around the idea of the car. And I love the idea of our pop-up dinners and our poetry. So we want to build a museum that has like perhaps like a celebrity kitchen, green screen like you guys got. And the idea is that we have an event space that's more ADA acceptable, and I kind of am ready for a more grown-up idea of what we're doing. I want to have the parties be a little more private, more invite-only. The idea that we're creating something that's more than just East End of Pittsburgh, but what is America? We want to do something that has that type of national recognition, where we can really take our ideas and programming to a national stage, and we want to be. Garfield has given me the love and support to be able to do that, and I'm real excited about it. So right now my building is 18 foot by 40 foot. And I want to do it in a space that's like 30 by 75, where we have a fork truck and we can bring in giant sculpture. We have a big space that's a little more intimate in a way because it's off the beaten path. I just passed zoning, so I'm allowed to have my little commercial space up there in Garfield. They made me promise not to have a junkyard as a museum. But
that sounds about right.
Yeah. But the idea is that, so we have a comedy space or something, but while we're having comedy, we have a celebrity chef making us some food that it gets served out to the party. So now we're being fed at our party rather than just putting out cheese and crackers. We got somebody making us something really awesome. Maybe Aldi's kicks down some stuff to us, and we go up there and we make those things. And and then Rock Bottom makes us our beer that's made just for the party. So we want to.
I would love to check this space out for actually, because I'm going to be recording my second comedy album, so I'm looking for spaces right now to record the album. So I would definitely love to come.
Well, that's where we're at.
Just saying,
and that's what we want to do. We want to have just we want to take the successes that we've had on Penn Avenue, and like, you know, if I could do this better, I'd keep Penn Avenue and keep this space, and maybe I can, because I'm just in that transition period as an artist. But if not, then the idea is that we're building a bigger space that has more green focus, more community focus.
Yeah.
But the idea is that we can bring national, international projects to Garfield to show. So I guess the problem is like years ago, the question is, how do you get Garfield to come down off the hill into Penn Avenue? You know, what's down on Penn Avenue that people want to see from Garfield? So maybe Garfield wasn't completely included because it was artsy and bougie and whatever it was. But so the idea is like, all right, well, let's just go up. Let's just take Most Wanted Fine Art. Let's take it up into Garfield, and you know, with the reputation that we already have in the neighborhood, the young people and everyone else there they're gonna come. They're gonna be interested, and we're gonna activate an area of Garfield that it's underutilized, and we're gonna hopefully create a space. And my goal is to create a golf cart community where we can have golf carts that are artistically done. I'll get my son, drive down to Penn Avenue, pick you up. You can come up, and he'll take you back down. And
that's pretty dope, man.
Yeah.
Because Garfield hasn't, like, lately growing up there, Garfield didn't have much outside of like the Garfield Gators. You know, we had a little league football team growing up, and you know, a couple people that were from the neighborhood that were like famous, like Kevin Barlow was the popular football player, you know. So there wasn't really much to do. So you saying, like, me knowing that area and you talking about, like, you know, the only time we did come down on Penn Avenue is if you're commuting somewhere, if you had to go to the store. Like, it wasn't like, so to give people a reason to come down and even bring it up to them, I think is a beautiful thing, because there's so many people that just weren't fortunate enough to be able to, like, do anything. You know what I mean? Like, they felt like they had to stay on that block, and they've done a lot of change there. You know, like the projects was up there for years, and those are tore down and turned into like new homes, like how they did on the hill. So
that's exactly where we're at. We're on the corner of that project.
Okay,
we're right there.
But because my church that I used to go to growing up is over on like the other side of Garfield, like when you go on to like Black Street.
Yep.
So, you know, I think it's cool what you're doing, man. It's a great thing for the community and that neighborhood. You know, I'm
hoping to get the kids interested in cars. I want to have like a car class for the kids. You know, I'm gonna encourage them to get their '70s cars and like let's make this a scene. Let's get the dudes involved, and like, you know, I think that's cool. When I first moved to Garfield, man, Garfield was pretty wild. Like, you know what I mean? I used to really enjoy. There used to be a lot of Monte Carlos like on 26s, you know, I mean, back in the day, and like there was even 4-wheelers on 26s, and I was like, oh my god, they got 4-wheelers. Like, where the hell do you park your 4-wheeler? Like, on your porch in your living room? Where do you park this 4-wheeler? Like, you know, so I want to get back to that where we have like a car culture, maybe not something like that, but like a car culture where not just for that, but you know, I mean, my altruistic modes is like, we want people to get to and from work. You know what I mean? We want you to be successful, and like, you know, and if I can get you to get like your '89 Civic, and I can help you keep it running and get you to and from work, and maybe we throw some wheels on it or a cool ass paint job. Yeah. I mean, that'd be cool, and it's an identifier. It's an identity.
I think that's so dope, man, because we, you know, like you said, it was really wild. You know, there was a point in time where like a lot of the OGs, like the old school cats that would be like my granddad's age, those were the guys that were still outside working on cars every day. Like, even if their car didn't have something wrong with it, that was just their way of getting out of the house away from their wife. You know what I mean? Like, so a lot of the old school guys would be out there with a wrench, and but what you doing to the car? And they'd be like, oh, you know, tuning up and doing whatever they did. So, you know, that culture does need to come back. You know, like there was a couple vehicles, like a lot of big drug dealers when we was kids had like the rims and the dope vehicles. And then you had, you know, the problem when it was wild like that was that the old bloods, they got locked up in the 90s, were getting out. of those 10 and 12-year sentences and coming home. Some of the guys, like 5 to 6, whatever it was, they were coming home and trying to get the young kids back into like gang stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to bring back what they knew. so they would come
Y'all
out
still
like,
cripping out of y'all?
Yeah. And it was like, no, because Garfield was all blood. So
Yeah.
you would have like the OGs come out, and I was like, yo, that's the dude that like was on the corner for years.
Yeah.
Like, don't listen to him. Like, listen to the dude that invested his drug money into this building.
Yeah, it didn't turn out well for old boy.
But no, man, I think it's great what you're doing for Pittsburgh, for art. I think it's dope that you're a vehicle collector, and I also think it's great for what you're doing for that neighborhood.
Yeah, I think
thanks,
even teaching kids how to turn a wrench a little, even if it's just little things like car maintenance or whatever, is huge because like a lot of folks, we live in a society where we don't fix shit anymore. You know what I mean, and somebody was I think there's like this movement. I read somewhere that like there's these shops where like you could bring stuff like broken shit in, and they like teach you how to fix shit now. Like there's this movement coming back in because I mean it's crazy. Like when my TV breaks, it's fucking broke. Like it's just there's no open. I used to open up my TV and jiggle around into some shit. Like I mean sometimes I get shocked because I forgot to like to like unplug it or whatever. But like I remember when something broke, the first thing was let me find the screws, let me pull this shit apart and see what the fuck the problem is. Exactly. Now it doesn't even cross my fucking mind. I don't even know if my TV has screws. Like do they mold this shit together? Is it like I have no fucking idea how to.
There's ways to unscrew it. It's just not the same.
I just like I don't even know what the fuck. I just buy it. It just sits there until it breaks, and then I get a new one. Yeah,
you don't want to fuck around with a TV. Yeah, like you might get some like fucking. You might turn into fucking T1000, like some fucking liquid plasma or some shit.
Shit. Turn into Swamp Thing or
fucking Swamp Thing, bro.
Shit. But I think it is. I mean, like, and the thing is that like with the cars are becoming more.
So stuck you said Swamp Thing.
Yeah, like the thing is like with the cars they are becoming more like advanced, so it's harder. Even my mechanic that I go to, he'll be like, this is a dealer issue. Like I just can't. You got to have specialized tools or whatever.
That's it.
It's a giant computer now.
Yeah,
I drive a fucking giant computer.
Yeah,
everything in it's electronic it's a fucking computer.
Yeah, a lot of them you got to hook it up just to like. I mean, like with my brake pads in the back, like you have to hook it up and then tell the brake pads to automatically come out. You can't just pull a wrench and just do that or whatever. But still, I think the skill of just being able to open up and just something simple like my radiator. All right, that's. I think those are little things like that will always kind of be like on the surface where you could just kind of pop it in, pop it out, and like keep it moving.
Well, yeah, a lot of people. I'm sorry. I was just gonna say a lot of people do need that male figure. So that male figure coming in. I'm not saying that like every kid has a missing dad. The point is that like there are mentors that are very important to the youth of any. Like it just comes out of nowhere where you, like you said, him just wiggling the wrench or something is going to have these kids feel like, yo, I'm special.
Yeah.
So
learning a new skill and doing something.
Yeah.
Like when I change my tire, I feel like the man. I get done like,
And that's the spot where we're at. We're the development you were talking about.
Yeah.
All the kids walk through my alley to the bodega, and like so they are watching me work on the car because I've been up there working on the car for years because that's where we build our cars, and they're always about it. And I make them feel real comfortable because so the kids come shoot the rap videos like on the car and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, just jump right on the hood, man. Get right on that thing, like
Yeah.
Get all hyphy with this car. Let's make a cool
I'm about
video.
to come down and shoot a rap video. I ain't even a rapper.
Same here.
He
said that. I'm gonna come down there. I'm had the best mumble rap of all goddamn. Garfield. Like that's it.
Nice.
Epic Cast come down and shoot a fucking video on it. I don't I ain't even, like I said, this is gonna be mumble rap. It probably won't even be words. I just want to just be like, do all the, I got all my rap poses down. That's the thing, because I really want to be a rapper, but I can't rhyme things. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. That's my problem. Like, I can't, I want to be a rapper, but I got all the poses and shit, like with the arms out,
Like
and
the hype
like,
man.
you know, yeah, like with the, you know, with the hands that are telling you what I'm gonna, you know, rhyme and shit. Like I got all the moves down as a rapper. I just can't rap. But if I had a motherfucking car to hop on to, man,
yeah.
I'm about to, it's about,
See,
about
that's
to
why I
happen.
only do parody raps, because I want to be a rapper so bad. But if I do a parody, they're like, "Oh, it's okay."
Yeah, yeah, that's
Oh, he was Black Panther. Oh, he was Cosby. Oh, all right.
yeah. But these youngins, man, like they give me hope, man. With the yeah. That's what I'm gonna do for 2.5 minutes.
Like my flows.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that for 2.5 minutes on this fucking car. Yeah. Like, I'm on the hood, bitch. Like, word.
Nah, man.
So where can they find you?
Where can they find me? In Garfield or on the internet? All right, in Garfield, I am on 5015 Penn Avenue, and up in the hood, I am 5217 Hillcrest by Colombo, Atlantic.
Hillcrest.
I'm right by Fort Pitt School, where the Gators play.
Yep, the swamp.
Yep, my contracting company redid the press box there just last year and repainted the whole booth at Most Wanted House. And we went up there and helped out with the Garfield Gators, which is like one of the greatest identities of Garfield.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
That football program is absolutely fabulous for the young guys of the neighborhood. And, I'm happy to be a part of it. And so every Saturday, my little park, where I'm building this museum, gets absolutely filled with cars because everyone parks it all up, then goes down to the field. And it's a pretty great community thing. I'm really happy to be a part of Garfield. The ironic thing is my family is from Lawrenceville, Garfield, but when my grandfather moved away, I was born up north in Mercer County, but I came down to Garfield to all the weddings and funerals for all my family. And of all the places in all the cities in all the world I could have bought a building, I bought one in Garfield, damn near the same block.
Wow.
And so life is funny like that,
Yeah,
full
it is.
circle stuff. So my son ends up being the 7th generation of Sauer in Garfield.
Wow.
And so I'm the only one, and my mom the only one that missed out on that full generational circle. But my aunt and cousin is from Kincaid, 5400 block.
Oh yeah, who's
Yeah.
it? Who?
Uh,
We'll have to.
yeah, we'll talk.
We'll talk afterwards. I don't want you to put them on blast.
Yeah, so that's the neighborhood's great, and I love everything about it. And I love Pittsburgh and how they do well for me. A little shout out to my Learn to Earn program, where the young dudes fresh out of prison get a job skill training from me for 180 hours. I give
that's
dudes
That's great.
for the last 6 years. I give dudes training on how to renovate houses. And so I need some help with that. Any of your listeners want to help out with my job skill training? I graduate about 15 young dudes a year, and some of those dudes grow on to I encourage HVAC programming. But I'm competing against the streets with these dudes, so sometimes they make $2,000 before they even come to work. And so the life I live and the company I carry in my mornings is it can be intense. So if anybody thinks that that's something that they want to help me out with, I would love some help. Awesome. We buy inexpensive houses in areas of town that are often referenced as blighted, and if the young dudes work well enough for me, I put them in those houses at very inexpensive rents, like $300 for a Victorian,
Nice.
for their whole thing.
And them houses are like.
And so I'm in neighborhoods that don't have development companies and corporations, and I'm giving dudes who work really hard for me a chance to still continue to work for me, but live an inexpensive life, and they can work that rent money off at the house that I get them. And I need as much philanthropic help as possible. That's my
Nice.
shout out. Thanks,
Nice,
guys.
man.
Nice, man. That's an awesome program. Where can they find you online? How do they get in contact?
MostWantedFineArt.com, and cars, if you want to see the cars, it's PittsburghArtCar.com. I travel around America. This is my 7th year of traveling around America with Pittsburgh Art Car, and we smash a car in new and creative ways. We've dropped a safe on a car in Queens, New York 10 times for a crowd of 300,000.
Yeah.
We smashed a car with a giant robot called Megabots in San Francisco with a YouTube viewing of 13 million. So you want to come check that out.
Nice.
My man.
Nice.
It was a nice meeting you, man.
Dude, thanks for having me. I heard nothing but great things about you guys, and I really thankful.
Well,
Shout out to
him
my
and
man
Ed.
Daryl there at Boom. Shout out to my friends at Rock Bottom and Smith Metalworks.
Nice, man. We're going to have Smith Metalworks here in a couple of weeks, actually. And yeah, we love the guys over at Boom and Rock Bottom. Shout out to Meg Evans, man. She's doing great shit. Meg Evans will be actually at the benefit of Ed Bailey, along with 7 other brewers, including Alpine, Steel City, Rheingeist, Voodoo, Full Pint, and Hitchhiker. So if you're around, come out to that. Tickets are purplepass.com/Bailey Fund. Where can they find you, Terry?
Oh, well, you can find me on at T Jones POC on everything. That includes PlayStation Network,
And
literally.
and that doesn't mean person of color.
No. So you can find me Twitter, Instagram, T Jones POC, Facebook /T Jones POC. New comedy album, Limbo Negroes, out. Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Apple Music, everything.
Nice.
It's now on Pandora.
It's on Pandora?
It's on Pandora
Sweet.
as well. So Tidal, Google Play, whatever you want to hear it on, it's available. So make sure you check it out. The new album will be coming out soon. So
Sweet.
Hey, let me throw out one more shout out to my wife, Nina. Without her, I can't do any of this. My son, Rowdy, 5 years old. And you want to follow my ridiculousness? It's America's Best Known Artist on Instagram, or Best Known Artist since Diego Rivera.
And if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, and Google Play under Drinking Partners. And you can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod. Also, what are we looking at? April 1st, April Fool's Day. Don't forget about that date. Comptra Theater. Check that out. Sponsored by Steel City Beer. We've got a lot of comments coming through. You're actually going to hear that on the next episode. We've got the man that's putting that festival together, the Burning Bridges Festival. So you'll hear a lot about that. But if you're looking for tickets for that, that's Comtra.ticketleap.com, ComtraTheater.ticketleap.com. I want to thank my guest host. I want to thank my guest for stopping by today. We appreciate you guys. Shout out to Ed. Hopefully he'll be back here shortly. And as always, Drinking Partners is the crew. Epicast is the family, and we're out.